There, and welcome to my Bloons Tower Defense 5 channel. I'm Italian Ninja, and this is where I make attempts at defeating challenges I've set out for myself, make progress, and learn to get better at this game, and subsequently, life. If you enjoy this type of stuff, feel free to subscribe. If you comment, I'll shout you out. I do want to add a caveat to that last section there. When I said I'll shout you out, I will 1000% shout you out. You just need to keep in mind that I am gang shooting a lot of these videos right now just because of the holidays. So bear with me if I don't get to you in the next video. It might take up to a week or two in order for me to shout you out. But no doubt in my mind, I'll shout you out. So I'll make it happen if you guys subscribe and you comment. Hopefully this doesn't go too crazy. Like I thought about this. If this content goes absolutely crazy over the Christmas break while people are home, maybe they don't got a lot to do and they just, really enjoy my balloons content, I might come back and be friggin' completely bombarded by requests to comment or requests for shoutouts, So what I might do is I'll just do friggin' full videos of shoutouts, or I'll just try to chip away at it. Who knows? But that's a bridge that I'll cross if that occurs, and it becomes a problem. There's a good chance it won't become a problem at all. So if it doesn't become a problem, then awesome. But it's a good problem to have, eh? If you guys think about it, it's like, there's problems where maybe it's like, okay, at least we made it, we made it. Because if that's a problem, it's like, you made it somewhere, you did something good. So, yeah. I also want to say Happy New Year's and Merry Christmas to everybody. I hope you guys have a wonderful set of holidays and get a nice, relaxing break from your real lives and whatever you guys got going on. Try not to hurt yourselves with your time off. Make sure that you build good connections with people and try to live a positive and fruitful life. So I will say that I tend to have a difficult time with holidays, guys. I wish I didn't, but it breaks me out of my routine. I say me, but really I think humans are ourselves. I think we're creatures of habit. And those habits, they fall real fucking hard when you don't follow the habits and the routines. And you'd think a week wouldn't take you out of your habits and your routines, but it's like if you're waking up in the same bed but you're not doing the same thing, yeah, it's detracting from your routine. That's just how humans are. We have a certain way that we handle things in order to our brains have developed in a certain way. Our brains have developed in a way that they've adapted to the circumstances that we put ourselves in, and they will readapt more and more the more that you, I guess, place yourself into stimulating situations. I've heard this from psychologists and biologists and stuff, and it's like certain genes turn on and turn off depending on the environments that you're put in. So if you're ever in like a new environment and you feel like, something's really cool about this, it's like you probably got new genes turning on and your new experiences that are shaping how the future is going to be. Like we are currently the newest and greatest version of biology that exists on this planet, in this solar system, and possibly in the universe, maybe in the galaxy, but it's unlikely it's in the whole universe and unlikely even in the galaxy. But we haven't found any evidence of any other extraterrestrial life unless you're watching the news and you're watching whatever that guy is saying to Congress, which I don't know if it's true or not. I like seeing stuff with my own eyes before I say it's true. Like, you guys ever heard of like stir welding? Weird mechanical process. You can bind two metals together just by rubbing them together at really high speeds. And it's like you stir the metal together. It actually, like, I think the reason it's called stir welding is that it's actually you're stirring the atoms together. Like, but right after it's done welding, it's cold to the touch. It's normal temperature to the touch. You don't even notice. You can't even tell that it was welded together. And a huge advantage of stir welding over other techniques is that you have less failure modes. With welds, automatically when you weld something, you kind of created a weak spot. Now, I mean, you can, given the type of weld and stuff, you can kind of predict what that weak spot would be, and then you can compensate for it in other ways. So it's not like it affects the design too much. Humans have just had to develop methods for binding things together because, well, steel's extremely important. So that's one of the methods that we've come to figure out. And whoever figured out stir welding back in like the 80s or the 70s or whatever, there hasn't been a ton, like there's been applications for it, but I feel like we're finding more applications for it every day. So as are with most things, you know, like 3D printing and I'm trying to think of some other stuff. I just want to say to you guys, I got a huge array of interests. So there's a good chance that if, you guys are thinking about something cool, and if it's, especially if it's cool with something mechanical, like mechanically cool things, except for cars, you guys will probably find that out throughout getting to know me, is that like, I think cars are like one of the coolest things ever. It's just, it's such a time sink for me to try to figure out what the hell's going on with them. Like, I mean, the way I handle cars is like, is my car being a problem? Yes. Well, then I need to take it to somebody else. And like, I mean, I can try to fuck with it and fix it, but the likelihood of me actually being able to fix it is low. And if I take it to somebody who's an expert or a supposed expert, you guys will find this out through life, that there are people who are there are people who have the qualifications to say that they're an expert, but then you put them in a technical position and they can't perform. And I've seen this throughout my life in multiple occasions, and there's just certain people who just can't bring it. They just don't know how to bring it, and the piece of paper only gets you so far. That's my thought on a lot of that stuff. So anyway, I gotta watch it here. This isn't looking good. Let's try to make a correction quickly. Okay, I used a little more road spikes than I wanted. You only get one life in this, eh? So, I mean, that's like real life, eh? You only get one life. I'm so glad that this game isn't real life, because I'd be dead a 100,000 times over. I put that wizard in the wrong spot. Normally I have these in the opposite configuration, but there's only like one guy. It's like Soul. Like if you're watching, or Uppy Cat or something like that. There was another guy, a regular, that I was seeing. He made a comment on a couple of videos. This isn't looking good. This is not looking good. Oh, shit. Okay. That's what happens when I talk too much. Okay, guys, tune in for the next one. Bye.